Hey, what's up guys and welcome to Anime King. And unfortunately because of some problems, I will not be able to post Uchiha Naruto the Sage tonight. So sorry about that guys. But for now, I'm gonna be giving you part 26 of What If Tsunade was Naruto's mother. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out Naruto, the god of shinobi. And after this I'm gonna be posting what if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary. And there's a problem with my intro guys, so sorry for not having it in these videos. Okay, just give me some time to fix it. And tomorrow guys I'm gonna be posting what if Naruto was Inosuke, along with what if Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu, along with what if Naruto went back in time. So yeah, just stay in tune for that. And for now, let's get straight into this. So the last time we left off, we had the whole ordeal with Orochimaru as he gave Naruto the Earth Curse Mark and Sasuke the Heaven Curse Mark. After Naruto regained his senses, he went to go find the rest of his team as he came to see Sasuke engulfed by the Heaven Curse Mark. And Naruto and he battled as Naruto used a Senbon needle to subdue him and tie him to a tree. But Naruto then fell down as his ribs started to hurt him as they were broken when Orochimaru hit him in the ribs and now Sasuke kicked him in his ribs, so they were broken. Yeah, so that was basically the last part we left off, so let's start this new episode. Once the girls finished treating Naruto, Tenten walked over to them. "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks to Ino and Haku," Naruto replied as he put back on his black shirt and then his jacket, zipping it up. "Your lead teammate," said Naruto as he looked at Tenten. "Hi, it's a pleasure to meet you Naruto," replied Tenten. As Tenten wanted to talk to Naruto for a while, "If you don't mind me asking, what Kenjutsu style were you using? Since I never saw one like the one you used when you fought Uchiha Sasuke." "The style is called Erusurgin no Mai. I learned it from my sensei, Uzumaki Kushina," answered Naruto. "So it is true. You were trained by Konoha Bloody Crimson Fury," stated Tenten, where Naruto just nodded as Kushina's name was quite big in the village. "Would it be okay if I look at your katana?" Tenten asked, as Naruto got a curious look on his face, along with Ino and Haku. "May I ask why?" he asked. "Well, it's just that I'm interested in weapons and I would just like to examine it," explained Tenten, as Naruto raised his eyebrow curiously. But he just nodded as he handed the katana to Tenten. She examined the sword. Tenten was quite impressed with the blade, as it was first metal craftsmanship, high quality, and the metal allowed to absorb chakra flow pretty easy. "This blade is wonderful," she said. "This is a top-notch katana you have here," she said as she resheathed it and handed it back to him. "Where did you get it from?" she asked him. "Well, when I was traveling with my mother and my sister," as Naruto take Shizune for a sister, as she treated him like a younger brother. "I met this guy who taught me about Kenjutsu and some other things, and he later gave me the gift. Yeah, it was this katana," said Naruto, as he hoped that Tenten would believe him, since it was sort of true. "Well, whoever he was a good friend for giving you this," Tenten replied. After some back and forth conversation, they then decided to separate as everyone was healed. Haku and her team headed off to the tower, while Team 10 headed off as well, as Lee and his team headed off in an opposite direction, leaving Team 7 to themselves, as they needed to search for one more scroll. 3 days later, the last day of the exam. For the past 3 days, Naruto and Team 7 has been searching for a team who would have the last heaven scroll that they needed. Sadly, all their attempts failed, as they only came across 3 teams, and those 3 teams possess a Earth Scroll. Because Naruto has 4 members on his team, their team was required to gather twice as many scrolls, and they were running out of time. After another failed search, Naruto and Sai decide to head back to their rendezvous camp with Sasuke and Sakura. They then arrive to see Sasuke and Sakura with Kabuto. Sasuke, Sakura, what the hell is he doing here? Naruto asks as he and Sai arrive. Sai narrowed his eyes at Kabuto as Kabuto just smiled. Sasuke then explained that he went to get some water and come back as he found Kabuto stopping Sakura from opening one of the scrolls, as Sakura hung her head in shame and said nothing, as she thought if she opened the scrolls, she might find a clue to help them find the rest of the scrolls that they needed. Upon hearing this, Naruto slapped his head in frustration as he wondered how stupid is she, as he couldn't understand why was she the best kunoichi in the class in the academy. How low were that class standards, as they were given a direct order to not open the scrolls that they were given. It seems like we owe you one, Kabuto, but tell me, why exactly are you alone? Asked Naruto, since he didn't like Kabuto, especially after put a target on his head when he mentioned that Naruto was trained by his mother and Jiraiya. I am not after your scrolls if that's what you're worrying about, Kabuto said calmly, showing no anger towards Naruto. And I also got separated from my team, so I decided to head to the tower, where we will most likely meet up. After showing Team 7's scrolls, Kabuto put them back in his pouch as he started to walk away. But before he could fully walk away, Sasuke suddenly said, "Wait, what is it?" Kabuto asked. "Fight us," demanded Sasuke. "Sasuke, you can't be serious." Sakura spoke in surprise. "I am," answered Sasuke as he continued to stare at Kabuto, who just turned and looked at Sasuke fully. "But why?" asked Sakura. "We are running out of time, Sakura, and we can't afford to be nice any longer," stated Sasuke. "For once, I agree with the Uchiha," said Sai. "As do I," said Naruto, even though normally he would be against something like this. But they were running out of time, and he wouldn't fail now. This is the second phase of the Chunin exams. "But you said that we owe Kabuto," stated Sakura. "Yeah, but we don't have a choice, and we need Kabuto's scroll," answered Naruto, leaving no room for argument. "I am afraid they aren't wrong, Sakura, as I commend you for your courtesy, as most people would have already attacked me when I had my guard down. But you're not that kind of shinobi," stated Kabuto. "Perhaps we can come to some sort of compromise," offered Kabuto. "What sort of compromise?" asked Sai. "I can lead you on the correct path to the tower, and on our way there, we will probably meet up with lots of teams that have both heaven and earth scrolls who are heading there, and you can just take one of theirs." "I get it. If we do this, then we can ambush another team on their way to the tower and get their scrolls," said Sakura as she understood the plan. "But that is not the only opportunity, is it?" said Sasuke, "since that other teams have probably only got one scroll and the time is running out. They would probably be waiting at the tower for us and try to ambush us, and we can collect their scrolls as well." "That's correct. I'm impressed, Sasuke," said Kabuto with a smirk. "Well, as helpful as all this information is, I don't think that you're just telling us this out of the goodness of your heart," said Naruto with a frown. "Oh, what do you mean?" asked Kabuto with a knowing smile. "The reason why you're telling Sakura all of this, and you stopped her from opening the scroll, is because you're afraid of all of those teams lying and waiting. So you're hoping to use us to get to the tower safely because you're alone and you don't have your team." "Impressive," Kabuto commented. "It seems like you found out my little plan. But you're right, I am using you to get to the tower. But you can still get through this exam if you follow my plan," said Kabuto. as Naruto didn't say anything because he knew that Kabuto was telling the right thing. Or they could just attack him right now and take the scroll. After a minute or two and weighing over their options, Naruto and Team 7 decided to agree as they decided to follow Kabuto to the tower. Hours later, Team 7 and Kabuto and Naruto were heading to the tower as it was now night and the moon started to rise up. But the tower was in view as they were getting closer and closer. Guys, I think we got caught in some kind of genjutsu, stated Naruto, as he realized that the tower is up ahead, but they are not making no progress. I agree, the only way to explain this, we are not getting close to the tower, said Sai. But what kind of genjutsu? Asked Sakura. I know this, said Kabuto. It is called Slime Mind Effect Technique. You know it? Asked Sasuke. I know it, yeah. It causes its targets to walk around for hours, make you think that you're going in the right direction, but in the real time we are just walking around. Seeing that they found out about the genjutsu, the Rain Genins decided to move on with another step of their plan, as they were ready to attack as they used a Mist Servant technique as clones start to form around Naruto and the others. All of the clones started to throw kunais and shurikens at them, as all of them had to defend themselves and block all of the attacks. After all of that was over, Sakura took out a kunai as he threw it to one of the clones, and the kunai simply passed right through him. After Naruto saw this, he quickly realized what was going on, as he walked out of the formation and went to one of the clones. Naruto, what are you doing? Get back in the formation, Sasuke cried. But Naruto ignored him as he kept on walking. Naruto, Sakura cried as she saw the clone bring up his fist and was ready to hit Naruto. But the fist just passed right through Naruto. Just as I thought, said Naruto. What is going on? Said Sakura in surprise. Why didn't the clone hit him? They are illusions, said Sasuke, realizing the truth. These guys aren't strong enough to fight us, so they are trying to wear us out. But how did you know? My kunai passed right through one of them, said Sakura, but their kunai and shurikens were real. That is because the enemy is somewhere near. They are the one throwing the projectile at us. These things are doing nothing. But that still doesn't change the fact that we are at a disadvantage. We still don't know where the enemies are, and we still don't know how to break these genjutsu. And the enemies won't come out until we're weak, replied Kabuto. That's where you're wrong, as I have a technique that can help us find them. As Naruto then started summoning his chakra. But as soon as he did that, an intense pain came from the curse mark, as Naruto dropped on his knees. Naruto, Sakura cried out in concern. Damn it, the curse mark. Right now, of all time, he said, as he held his neck in pain. Seeing that something was wrong with Naruto, the Rain Genin decided to take advantage of the situation as they threw a bunch of kunais at Naruto. And these Rain Genins are completely different from the ones that Naruto and Haku fought, so don't get them mixed up. But Sai appeared right in front of Naruto as he deflected all of the kunais. Looks like the mighty Senju Naruto isn't so mighty after all, if he lets scum like these defeat him, said Sai without looking at Naruto, as Naruto kept on holding on to his neck. Shut the hell up, as I am in no mood for your trash talk right now, said Naruto angrily, as he felt fire burning inside of him. When Sai glanced back at Naruto, he could see thin lines spreading from Naruto's curse mark. This curse mark must act up when he tried to summon his chakra, Sai thought, remembering the orders that he received from Danzo when he left Sakura to defend Sasuke on her own. As he wasn't really passed out, that was just a clone, as the real Sai had left and spoken to Danzo. As Danzo told Sai that both Naruto and Sasuke got the curse mark and they survived, and that he should monitor their behavior closely and if either of them lose control or pose to be a threat to the village, he must use lethal force and take the both of them down. Remembering this, Sai looked at Naruto as he readied himself to kill Naruto if he go out of control like Sasuke did earlier. Meanwhile, Naruto was pissed. "No, I won't let this damn snake control me," as he raised his fist and slammed it into the ground. "I won't let him," Naruto said as he summoned his chakra and placed his hand on the ground and used his chakra detecting jutsu as he sent out a pulse through the area. "What is that?" thought Kabuto and the three rain genins at the same time. "They're over there," Naruto cried out as he pointed to a spot over at the tree. As the three genins quickly jumped, Sai quickly pulled out his ink and his book as he quickly wrote in it, as three ink lions came out and grabbed the three genins before they could land, as all of them pulled out a kunai and stabbed the lion on top of his head. Sasuke quickly jumped up as he fired a couple of kunais and shurikens at them, damaging all three of them as all of the clones, the illusion, disappeared around the group. The genins dropped on the ground, but they quickly recovered, but they had bruises and cuts all over. With Naruto unable to fight, Sai, Kabuto, Sasuke charged forward to attack them, while Sakura stayed back to protect Naruto. But when Sasuke, Sai, and Kabuto attacked them, they went right through them. "How can this be?" said Kabuto. "They're illusions." But they took damage from Sasuke, kunai, and shurikens. What is going on? As Kabuto then realized something, all of them now had gash and cuts all over their body. So, they're using the same illusion to make all of the clones look like they've been damaged. So the real ones must be around here somewhere. Sasuke quickly activated his Sharingan as he was about to use it and try to find the real ones. But as soon as he did that, he dropped on the ground as the curse mark started to activate and hurt. "Damn it, my seal is hurting as well," Sasuke thought as he fell to his knees in pain. But Sasuke fought through the pain as he activated Sharingan and looked for the real ones. As the real ones decided to attack Sasuke, seeing that he was down, but Kabuto jumped in the way and fought them off, but he got injured in the process. As the three real ones jumped away, as they were now in the open, as Sasuke said, "There, those guys, those are the real ones," as Kabuto was injured. Sai was about to rush towards him when Sakura turned as she saw that Naruto was gone, as she then looked up to see Naruto coming down from the ear, as he was coming down that leg, as he slammed the three of them down, and a huge dust and everything erupted as there was debris blowing everywhere. When everything died down, all three of them were knocked out cold as Naruto stood above them, but he then dropped on his knees as the curse mark was still acting up. As Sakura wondered when exactly did Naruto move, as Kabuto was thinking about it as well. Naruto moved so fast that they didn't even see him. Once that was over, Sai went over as he searched their pockets, and as luck have it, they found a heaven scroll. After a quick break, they then headed towards the tower. After the curse marks and everything were calmed down, they arrived when dawn just broke through, as they made it in time. When they arrived to the tower, they met Kabuto team who were waiting for him, as they bid farewell to the silver hair boy, and he went off with his team to the double doors that were marked for him. With Kabuto and his team, once they entered the large doors, they then found Orochimaru leaning against the wall. "Orochimaru," said Kabuto. "So, how were they?" asked Orochimaru. "Sounds like you're quite fond of them," Kabuto said with an evil-looking smirk. "I would just like your opinion of them, since you're my trusted subordinate and spy." "My opinion matter little, Lord Orochimaru, as your opinion and decision are the only one mattered," said Kabuto, as he handed Orochimaru a card that had the new information about Naruto and Sasuke on it, which he witnessed. "Clever as always, Kabuto," said Orochimaru as he disappeared in a whirlwind. With Naruto and Team 7, After entering the large hallway and reading the notice sheet, Naruto and the others realize that they have to open the scrolls inside of the hall. Once they set them down and opened them, there was two puffs as Kotetsu and Izumo appeared. For a moment, Naruto didn't recognize them, but he then realized who they were. "Hey, I know you guys," said Sakura. "You were those two guys who were trying to trick us with the genjutsu when we first start the first phase of the exam." "Nice seeing you too," said Izumo with a smirk. "Wait, I thought that you guys were genuine like us," Sakura said confused. "Nah, we were just doing that to weed out the weaklings for the exam," said Kotetsu. "So why exactly are you guys here?" asked Sasuke. "Well, you see, it's our job to welcome the examiners who passed the second phase," answered Izumo. "You guys are pretty lucky, since if you had been any later, you would have passed," said Kotetsu with a smile. After hearing that, all of them smiled, as Sai had his original fake smile, but Naruto was just exhausted from all of this. As Kotetsu and Izumo then leaded them into the tower. Currently at the main gate, two Chunins were watching the gate, as they suddenly saw three blurs flying past them at top speed as they didn't even know what happened. "What the hell was that?" one of them asked. "As if I know," the other said in confusion. After passing by the main gate, the three blurs headed towards the Hokage Tower as they were hopping from rooftop to rooftops. Soon enough, the blurs arrived at the Hokage Tower as they then slowed down. When they arrived, they saw the Hokage secretary sitting down as she recognized two of them, but she didn't recognize the other, as it was Senju and Tsunade, while the other person was Tsunade's assistant Shizune, who was carrying a pig, Tauntaun. The reason why Jiraiya was with the group, because after Tsunade had that feeling that something was up with Naruto, she found Jiraiya on the way back to the village. And she told him what happened, and Jiraiya was even surprised because he knew whenever Tsunade went at gambling, something bad was going to happen because she had the worst luck. As Jiraiya Network has also told him that someone was making a move on Konoha, that is the reason why he was going back to warn Sarutobi. So with that, all of them headed there at top speed. And according to his intel, there was a strong possibility that the person was Orochimaru. And that made Tsunade's fears even worse, as she thought that something had happened to Naruto. She knew what Orochimaru does to kids, and if he ever does something like that to Naruto, she will make sure that he will no longer breathe another fresh air. Tsunade ignored the secretary as she marched right in and opened the double doors. As no one was in there. "Where is the Hokage?" she asked. The secretary then spoke. "That was what I was trying to tell you. He left for the tower some days ago and he has not come back yet. Right now he should be giving the speech to who that passed the second phase," the secretary answered. At this, all of them was going down the stairs. "Wait," the secretary said. "What?" Tsunade asked. "There is something that you need to know. Several days ago, when the exam in the forest first started, the Hokage received word from the proctor of the second phase, Anko, that the bodies of 3 grass genin were not found far from the forest of death and their face was melted off. As there was an intruder there, later on the Hokage received word that Orochimaru was that intruder, and he was after Uchiha Sasuke and your son Set." As the secretary couldn't finish, as Tsunade appeared right in front of the woman and grabbed her by the collar, as Tsunade's eyes was twitching in anger. "What happened to my son?" she said to the woman, as the woman shook in fear, as under Tsunade's intimidating gaze. According to the reports, Orochimaru placed his curse mark on Sasuke and your son, the secretary said, stuttering over and over. The Hokage sent the envoy team as they spent the days looking for them, but they couldn't find him or his teammates. Although they found signs of a battle being fought, as they believed that was where your son fought Orochimaru with his team. Right now, Tsunade was shaking in pure anger as Tsunade then disappeared in a burst of speed as she was heading towards the Forest of Death. At the tower, after finishing his speech, the Hokage stared at all of the Genins as he was quite happy that many made it this far, especially all the rookies from Konoha made it. His eyes then fixed on Naruto, where a look of relief spread across his face. After the envoy came back and said that they didn't find him, Sarutobi was worried. But now, both Naruto and Sasuke were fine, but he knew that the both of them possessed the curse mark of Orochimaru, as he planned to have a talk with Naruto on what happened later. After that, Anko was surprised that so much of them made it so far, as there were 80 Genins that entered the forest and 33 of them made it, as she never expected more than 10 to made it. As the mist, the sand, Taki, the sun, the rain, and the cloud each have one team, while the rest came from Konoha. Eventually her eyes landed on Naruto and Sasuke as she narrowed her eyes at them as she touched her curse mark, as she now knows that two of them possess one as well. Meanwhile, with the Jonins, I am impressed that your team made it so far, Kakashi, and you too, Kushina and Yamato. But I am sorry, but they will make it no farther, especially during this part of the exam where critical strength and fighting come into place, said Guy, because the burning of youth will take them down. As all of them sweat dropped as they looked at Guy, as Kakashi didn't say anything, while Yamato looked at Guy. Guy, did you say something? He asked, as Guy just hung his head in shame, as Kushina just chuckled to herself. The third proctor then came out, as he told them all about the preliminary exam, as he told them that too much of them made it and they need to cut back on some of them. So they will have preliminary battles, and those who win will go off to the finals. As Naruto looked around the room as he saw the 4 Cloud Genins, so they all made it, he said with a smirk. As he then saw Haku and her team, as he realized that everyone who he wanted to made it, as his eyes then turned, as him and Gaara's eye locked for a second, as he could swear that he could see nothing but bloodlust and anger behind those eyes. He then turned his head as he saw his senseis, and he then saw Lee and his team as well. As Naruto then turned back his head to the proctor of the exam, as the proctor explained everything about the preliminaries and the board that will be going through random names, as he then said that if they have a choice to exit this exam right here, they could, and if there was any problem, they could exit right now. As Sakura started to think, as she remembered about Naruto and Sasuke curse mark, and it caused them so much pain, she was about to raise her hands and tell what was going on, but Sasuke stopped her, as Anko noticed this and narrowed her eyes, as she turned to Sarutobi. May I suggest, Hokage, that you remove the Senju and the Uchiha? Both boys would hate that, said Kakashi as he walked forward. To hell what they want, I will make them quit, said Anko angrily, where she touched her curse mark again. The curse seal will activate when they try to mold their chakra, and it will extract power from them. It is nothing less than remarkable that the both of them survive, because they should be dead. At this, Sarutobi thought deeply of what he should do. We should let both of them continue, he said after a minute. But Hokage, said Anko. However, if the curse mark on the boys activate and they go out of control, we will stop them. Suddenly, Kabuto raised his hand as he announced that he was giving up. The proctor just looked at him curiously, and then told him that he can leave. As Naruto looked at Kabuto, who was walking away. Why did he do that? Naruto wondered. He came so far to just leave? After Kabuto left, Naruto had a cold shiver run down his spine. Is there something wrong, Naruto? Sakura asked as she saw the way Naruto reacted. I don't know, I just felt this cold chill run down my back. What could this be? Naruto wondered. They then heard shouting, "Wait, you can't go in there!" As there was suddenly explosions and everything started being torn down. "What the hell is going on?" Kiba cried out. "Are we under attack?" As Sarutobi just closed his eyes, as he already knew who was coming. "I said move!" a voice shouted out, as Naruto shuddered, knowing that it was his mom. "Alright, don't let me in." There was suddenly another loud crash as the wall came tearing down. "Where is my son?" Tsunade shouted as she entered. But guys, I'm going to be ending this right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Subscribe, comment down below and share this to all of your friends on your social media platform. But for now, I'm out. Peace.